Alright, hello everyone. So now I finally figured out how to fix the audio system. So sorry about that. So as we scheduled, I'm recording this video as a part of the asynchronous lecture for the midterm exam preparation. Alright, so I will post this video as always on the Canvas website. So if you prefer read over the lecture slide, that's totally fine. But this this video will be just wrapping up and describing about the instructions and providing the additional tips and picking up some special topics, especially covered in the regular class on the Tuesdays. But I wanted to pick up the topics which will be very important for the midterm exam. All right. So if you're unsure about the exam, maybe I'm providing this instruction so that you can have the better understanding of the exam. So exam schedule is basically, as I mentioned before, during the class. So that will be the exam manual will be unlocked on the very beginning of the Monday, so the 12 a.m. And then the midterm exam, the due of the exam will be the end of the Friday. So you will be having approximately the 5 days, but so please let me know. So in advance, please let me know if you are having any of the trouble. So if you let me know as soon as possible, possibly the beginning of the time in the exam, they will be better so that I can soak over the better possibilities or better resolutions or the possible issues. But if you just let me know around the end of the due, like just contacting me on the Friday morning that you have the trouble or something, then I would except for the very a little bit partial points of the partial possibility of the a little extension, I'm not sure how I can help you better. So let me know as soon as possible if you encounter any issue. All right. So coverage of exam will be the textbook chapters we covered before exam, and every lecture slides, video, and course materials covered, and surely this. So I will add a little bit more interpretations and a little more explanations by this demonstration video. So that will be all. So every materials provided before the exam, there will be useful resources and the range of the coverage of the midterm exam. So the format of the exam is open book and a take-home exam. So you can use the my lecture slides during the exam, for example, and you can even follow my demonstration videos and others. And you can search the internet by the Googling, and as long as you provide your own answer, yeah, you will be fine. But in terms of the academic integrity, just copying the texts on the internet without the citation, or not providing your own answer but using the AI generated texts, or even asking the question to the AI, that's very easily caught by the turning in system, which is the plagiarism or the AI detector system on the Canvas. So please provide. So as I mentioned before, very repeatedly, so I'm usually very generous grader, but if I detect any of the possibility of the cheating, yeah, I'm very strict about that. So please provide your own answers, even though these are sometimes not very perfect. So I always consider that if you try. So based on the instructions of the exam questions, and there are the sub questions in each question, so please follow that so that then you will be fine. All right, so this is academic integrity, so you can follow by the university rule. All right, so the covered in the regular classes, there are topics of the human inquiry, social science, research ethics, and the politics in the research topic, how to choose your research topic, the sampling method, the qualitative research and other topics, and the syllabus confirmation text of chapters. So you can keep it over, and maybe you can review. So you can review the lecture slides provided for the regular class for the Tuesdays, and you can make it as one file so that you don't need to open each file whenever you need to check the topics. But I would say that maybe reading the textbook chapters will be the primary option, because my lecture slides are the summary or just picking up very essential topics, so covered in the chapters. So I would recommend you maybe read over the chapters if you need to understand more details, but you can come back to the lecture slide. So I would like to focus on the two major topics, as this is the inductive coding and the deductive coding. So I covered a little bit details about the research method and possibly focusing on the quantitative methodology, not only in the regular class and also in the lab class, but there is also the qualitative study. I believe I covered it in the Tuesday this week. And you can compare. So you can compare the processes of the data collection or the data or research method as the inductive coding or deductive coding or inductive method or deductive method. So you can come back to the lecture slide. I covered this part and the qualitative, and you can probably explain the procedure of the quantitative method and the procedure of the qualitative method, or the strengths and the weaknesses of the or qualitative research or the quantitative research. All right. And so maybe the sampling method, so I covered as 1 week. So I don't remember which week was it, but you may remember that I covered the two types of the sampling method. So you'd rather check the details of the sampling method, and you may know why I'm mentioning this in the midterm preview video. All right, the covered in lab classes, the more emphasis, so more weights of the midterm exam is based on the lab sessions covered. So lecture slides, which is the primary format, so you can come back to the textbook as well. But I believe my lecture slides will be extremely helpful. And in class assignment topics and what we had as the practices in the lab exercises, these will be well reflected in the midterm exam. All course materials provided and all demonstration videos provided, and especially for the midterm exam, I will be posting very soon. These will be very, very helpful for your midterm exam. So the additional tips will be please always make sure to securely save your file. So sometimes you fail to save your file in your own laptop, and especially if you're using the lab computers, again, these will be. So the lab computers, your lab computers will not save your files in their hard disk. So if you stop using the computer, and if you need to complete more contents in your midterm exam, please save it and send it to your email, or save it in somewhere other places, whatever your more convenient area, or like your the iCloud or the OneDrive, Dropbox, whatever works for you. So please make sure to keep your latest file in a secure place so that you don't need to miss your exam. So sometimes there are many of the cases happened in the previous semesters and the previous academic years. So sometimes there was the problem with your computer, and usually I cannot help that, unfortunately, because I'm not the technician in the computer. So please save your file, maybe save another version or various versions, so that you can keep your latest updates. And make sure to answer all the parts of the questions. So for example, if you just follow all the instructions and answered all the parts of exams, you will be very likely to be fine. But if you miss some instruction, for example, I ask you to add the title of the title in each visualization, but eventually you missed the title, or you missed the labels showing the percentages of the slides, then there will be potential sources of the point deductions. So please make sure to read over the questions very carefully, and then clarify which part you need to answer, and then complete your exam. All right, so this is very basic summary of the instructions of the exam, and good luck in your exam as well. All right, so actually there is let me double check. So this is the lecture slides format of the exam instruction in the preview, and possibly you may like the better of the document version. Okay, so I'm opening it. So I posted this one as well. So the exam time same, exam coverage same. You must use the SPSS program for the midterm exam. So it's your responsibility to download or use the SPSS program on your own computer, or otherwise you would come to the classroom when there is no the actual class and using the computer like computers. But surely you need to keep your ID password and on machines so that you can complete your exam before the due. And so on the exam, I will also this added pledge that on the rules of the instruction, rules of the exam. So basically, it's the academic pledge, exam pledge, and defined by the student handbook provided by the A State University. So by submitting your exam, yeah, we are assuming that you are agreeing and you are following the academic conduct specified here. So clearly saying that even though this is open book format, you are not allowed to use the artificial intelligence and any of the unauthorized help from other students or other colleagues or other people. So that's basically very common academic pledge and the academic integrity. Alright, so this is the very short video of the instructions and the midterm exam preview, and I will follow up. So we will see in another video about the special topic. Alright, thank you very much and see you in the next video.